Hello and welcome along people to another one of my videos. We're back at Cadwell Park for the penultimate round of the FSRA British F2 Sidecar Championship. A champion could be crowned this weekend. Join me after the intro where we go sidecar racing. Here we are on board with Peter Fownes and Jevon Walmsley. They are about to set off on the warm-up lap. They could win the FSRA Super Championship today. I thought it would be nice to have a bit of picture-in-picture footage of Pete and Jevon. Unfortunately, Peter Fownes had other ideas. Yep, there you go. Pete found the only bumblebee in the whole of Cadwell, basically putting my forward-facing camera out of action for the duration of the race. Thankfully, Gibson Racing know how to keep their camera clean on the warm-up lap, unlike some people. So they take their position beside Carl Fennick and Phil Napton. They all there? They'll all get out and have a little stretch. Eyes on the lights, we're about to go racing. Nice clean start from everyone as they head down towards Coppice. We are on board with Brian Alaria and Arlo Brown in 9th. Ahead of them is Bob Dawson and Matty Sims in 8th. And ahead of them is Wayne Lockie and Benjamin Binns in 7th. Brian and Arlo wrapped up the FSRA Cup Championship in the previous race. Brian and Arlo have been getting quicker and quicker as a pair all year. And consistency has to be key for these two as well. Is that commentator's curse? Brian seemed to lose a little bit of drive coming out of the chicane. We were back in 14th place with Bruce Moore and Amy Dodd. Ahead of them is Chris Schofield and Tom Dawkins. And just ahead of them is David Schofield and Josh Smith in 12th. At the end of the first lap, it's Daryl Gibson, Lee Crawford, Stephen Matty Ramsden, Peter Fownes, Carl Fennick, Sean Hegarty, Wayne Lockie, Bob Dawson, Brian Alaria, James Saunders and Gary Horsepole in 11th. We're back on board with Bruce and Amy. Ahead of them is Chris and Tom Dawkins. I'm sure Bruce is going to want to try his best to get past Chris and Tom. Believe it or not, these two teams are best friends off track, but that won't stop Bruce trying to get past. We're back on board with Daryl Gibson and Reese. Oh, look at that! Lee Crawford, Scott Hardy just made a move, and that puts them into the lead. Both of these outfits should be relatively evenly matched, both running Suzuki's and both running CES chassis from the Christies. I know Daryl Gibson did really well at the TT on his CES this year, and Lee Crawford and Scott Hardy plan to bring their outfit to the TT circuit next year. A tremendous amount of the FSRA paddock run in the TT each year. So there is a lot of testing goes on from round to round, and from year to year, development continues throughout the paddock for the TT. At the end of the second lap, it's Lee Crawford in the lead now. Darrell Gibson, Pete Founds, Stephen Matthew Ramsden, Sean Hegarty, Carl Fennick, Wayne Lockie, Bob Dawson, Brian Alaria, James Saunders and Gary Horsepole in 11th. We're back on board with Darrell Gibson, and to his right is Peter Founds as they head into park. Peter's hard on the brakes and down through the gearbox. This is close stuff looking back at the front of Darrell Gibson's outfit. Pete and Jev have made quite a few bike lengths already over Darrell and Reese as they head downhill into Mansfield. Their next target, of course, will be Lee Crawford up there in first place. Waiting for them to finish the end of lap 3. Coming to view, it's Lee Crawford, Peter Founds, Darrell Gibson, Stephen Matthew Ramsden, Sean Hegarty, Carl Fennick, Wayne Lockie, Brian Alaria, Bob Dawson, Gary Horsepole and James Saunders in 11th place. Jump forward to lap 5. We're on board with Bruce and Amy. They are still in the chase after Chris Schofield and Tom Dawkins when Mark Hegarty made this audacious move around the outside, coming out of Coppice and into Charlie's. Wow, what a move. At the end of lap 7, at start of lap 8, it's Peter Founds, Lee Crawford, Darrell Gibson, Stephen Matthew Ramsden, Sean Hegarty, Carl Fennick. Then a little way back, it's Wayne Lockie. Yep. And just coming around the corner, it is Gary Horsepole, followed by Bob Dawson and James Saunders. But the question I have is, where is our new champion, Brian Alaria? Okay, so we're going back to lap 7 and an onboard replay with Brian and Arlo coming through Hall Bends. Oh, and that's terminal. That's a retirement from Brian Alaria. So your top 10 after 10 laps of racing: Peter Founds, Jevon Wormsley, Lee Crawford and Scott Hardy. Darrell and Reese, Stephen Matthew Ramsden, Sean Hegarty, James Neve. And in 6th place it's Carl Fennick and Phil Napton. Seventh place is Wayne Lockie, Benjamin Binns. 8th was Gary Horsepole and Kenny Cole. 9th was Bob Dawson and Matty Sims, and in 10th place was James Saunders and Sarah Stoko.
Right, we'll get on to the presentation. Well done everybody, another good race today. So we'll start with the cup. And in 3rd place was Dave Schofield and Josh Smith. Well done. In 2nd place, the lovely James Saunders and Sarah Stoko. And the winners of the cup was Bob Dawson and Matty Sims.
Again.
Right, so moving on to the Supers, and what a brilliant race this was once again. And in 3rd place, an impeccable ride, Paul Gibson and Rhys Gibbons. Well done, darling. Oh. In 2nd place, Lee Crawford and Scott Hardy. Well done, big man. And the winners once again, and also the 2023 Super Championship winners, Pete Fowles and Gemma Walmsley. Well done, Jason. Well done, Pete.
Cheers, Joe.
If you've liked this video, please leave a thumbs up. If you haven't liked this video for any particular reason whatsoever, please feel free to leave a thumbs down. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, share the love, people. And that way, I shall see you in the next one. Until next time, people, take care of yourself. Bye-bye.